Why is it that nobody talks about this when it comes into marathon training or running in general? We're about 9 weeks out from the New York City Marathon. This is going to be my 5th marathon in a little under 10 months. I am a boxer turned runner. This past year, I've been diving deep into marathon training and distance running. In today's video, I want to talk about the mental struggles of running. Something I really started to feel week 10 last week when it came into my marathon prep. The mental challenges of running, endurance training, distance running, marathon prep. This is what I've experienced, and I'm pretty sure a majority of people experience this as well. Have you ever caught yourself going through a ton of running content, trying to elevate yourself through your own running training, but get caught up in comparing your experience with others? That could really take a heavy toll on you mentally. As a lifelong athlete, a boxer for the last 10 plus years, competitive fighter that has gone into marathon training, I've really experienced this. I'm so competitive, but how do I stay competitive without bringing myself down, comparing myself to others? I want to share a few of the things that I've been doing that has been easing off that pressure when it comes into comparing to others and really bringing myself down mentally when it comes into the running training. It's funny, I actually haven't been able to find much content that really dissects and dives into this. You have the physical side of training, which of course has such a high demand on you. The speed work, the hill work, all the zone 2 miles that you put in, the long runs, but of course it also wears you down mentally. The mental is just as important as the physical, in my opinion. You have to be in a good headspace in order to properly execute your marathon prep. And let me just put this out there that I am no running expert. Yes, I've ran a ton of miles, put in a ton of work, and ran a lot of races in a short amount of time. As a competitive fighter for the last 10 plus years, transitioning into the sport of running, I've been wanting to document the journey, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, everything that I learned in an effort to help others with their journeys as well. So let's talk about some of the mental struggles first. Comparison is probably the #1 challenge that I've come across through all the marathon training. I'm always consuming content. I mean, I'm a creator myself, so I want to better myself as far as my content creation, but also the way I train, the way I run. I have a running coach myself, a strength coach myself, experts that I go to, but again, I'm always consuming content, checking out other people's experiences, especially when I have a big race coming up. I want to see how they tackled a certain race. And don't get it twisted, I love viewing all the content out there, but again, it could shift your mentality in a negative way if you don't get ahead of it. So I have 4 tips that I want to share with you that have helped me overcome some of the mental challenges of marathon prep. So my first tip here, don't let others dictate the way you train. And let me give an example and a story about this. I just finished the San Francisco Marathon. I was feeling strong, I was feeling good. It was about 4 days post marathon. I was going on a nice easy run. And at the time, my easy run pace was about 9:15, 9:30. But again, coming off the high of the marathon, I'm feeling good, testing out my legs, seeing how they've recovered. So I'm running down my path, and about a few miles in, I hear steps behind me. I don't look back, but instead I start picking up my pace. I'm just thinking I crushed the San Francisco Marathon. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling confident. I hear somebody behind me, I'm still in that race mode. As I pick up my pace and see my watch start to go down from that 9:15 pace to an 8:30, to an 8, to a 7:30, then all of a sudden for probably a good mile stretch, I'm running a 6:45 pace. Legs are really starting to feel the effects of the marathon. I start to get a little exhausted. I pull back a little bit, see this guy pass me on my left side. Yes, I'm competitive, but I try to put my ego aside. I turn to the guy and say, great pace, bro. Keep crushing it today. I just finished the SF marathon. I'll see you around. He shows me some love, says I have a good pace too, and he keeps moving. But as he is moving, I catch a glimpse of his hat. He had a backwards hat on that said Boston Marathon Qualifier or something along those lines. And look, I'm fairly new to the sport, so I have yet to achieve that Boston Qualifier, that sub 3 pace. But beside the fact, I didn't know that I was trying to outrun a stronger runner. And what happened was it wore me down even more. For what I was supposed to run easy, I ended up running at a threshold or tempo pace. Don't let others dictate how you train. You just never know who you're running by. I mean, so many times when I first started running, I would see people ahead of me and I would try to pass them up, or someone would try to pass me up and I'd pick up my pace because I didn't want them to pass me. I'm very competitive. I think that gives me an edge. I love being competitive, but at the same time, I don't want to be egotistical. I don't want to let others dictate the way I train. Here's my second tip: perspective. Understand this, that not one person out of the billions and billions and billions of people out there live the same exact life you do. Nobody slept the amount of hours you did that night. Nobody has the same type of kids that you have to the T. Nobody ate what you ate that day or drank the amount of water you drank that day. Nobody had to deal with the certain relationships that you have. Everyone lives such a different life. And until that one person lives the exact carbon copy life, same exact moves you do every day, same exact job, same exact air you're breathing, you can't really compare yourself. Yes, from a competitive standpoint, you put yourself and line yourself up with people that are in the same age group, the same experience as you, and you try to see what level you're at when it comes to that competition level. But at the same time, when it comes into running, you really, really don't know. And especially for those that are newer to running like I am, I need to get away from that mindset of, again, comparing myself to others, but also understanding that everybody is in a different situation than me. Here's another story. I've seen so much content of people running their first marathon, qualifying for Boston. And I look at myself, I ran 6+ hours my first marathon. But again, I need to remind myself, I don't know their athletic background pre-running. They could have been in track already. They could have been a collegiate athlete, a soccer player, somebody that runs a lot already, or they have a physique of a runner. I cannot compare my build and my athletic background to other runners. It's all different. Yes, we can take little things away from it and try to use those little things to improve ourselves. Understand and have that perspective that nobody lives the same life you do. Tip number 3, celebrate the little wins. This is something I wish I started doing in the beginning. My pace has drastically improved from my first marathon, which was a 14:30 pace, to my current marathon times. I forget about that. And it could be as simple as this, is if you're doing a lot of zone 2 training, a lot of slow running, like I still do, but seeing that slow pace go from a 10-minute pace to a 9:50 pace, that's a big W right there. That's a huge win. What may seem like a little win to you is actually a huge win to others. So treat it that way. Celebrate the little wins. Whether it's your zone 2 pace slightly going down, whether it's your marathon pace slightly going down, whether it's actually completing a full week of training when you didn't want to, or completing a run when you didn't want to. Celebrate those little wins, and it'll snowball effect to where you become your biggest supporter and your biggest cheerleader. Isn't that an incredible thing to know or look forward to? That you are your own biggest supporter? Because to be honest, I'd rather rely on myself for the support than outside factors. That's all great as well, but that's in addition. Rely on yourself first, be proud of yourself first, celebrate the little wins. And my 4th tip here to combat the mental toughness of marathon training, and I got this tip from YouTuber and Olympic marathon runner Steven Scullion. I apologize, brother, if I mispronounce your name, but something that came across in one of his videos was don't have an agenda going into your training. That one hit for me hard because I always used to have an agenda. Is my coach would program something for me like Saturday long run, 17 miles at a 8:30 marathon pace. And in my head, I'd have this agenda. Well, yeah, I'll hit the 8:30, but I'm gonna try for an 8:15 or an 8:20 and end up bonking out and making that run harder for myself. The agenda, just put it to the side stay humble, stay disciplined in what the program is. I feel like that's such an overlooked skill right there. The ability to stay disciplined to what your coach or program has lined up for you, to put your agenda aside. Understand that although you want to run that pace now, if you align with your program's pace today, you'll be able to run a lot easier down the line. I hope these marathon tips help. These mental hacks helped. Like I said, I'm sure others go through it just like I do, just like you do. Comparing yourself, getting discouraged, feeling a little ashamed and embarrassed because you aren't hitting a certain pace. Don't get down on yourself. Remember the 4 tips. Don't let others dictate the way you train. Understand, nobody lives the same exact life, the same exact path that you do. Learn to celebrate your little wins. Become your own #1 supporter. And understand your objective for that run or training session clearly. Don't try to come in with an ego or a hidden agenda and try to go even above and beyond that. Just get what needs to get done. It's about 6 a.m. right now. We are 9 weeks out from the New York City Marathon. Welcome to another prep video. Today, we have a double run this morning. We're gonna warm the body up with 4 miles easy. And then we got a little bit of hill intervals. 10 sets total at a 6% grade. Let's get this work in. Just finished our 4-mile easy run. Good warm up. Celebrating the little wins today. Easy pace is starting to go down. Used to run comfortably at a 145 BPM. I used to run comfortably my easy pace at about 9:15. I was starting to see 8:45s and 8:50s this morning. So again, celebrating the little wins has been so clutch for my marathon prep, my running journey overall, you know. So first workout done, we're gonna get our hill work now. We got 10 intervals at 6% grade. We're gonna run it at a tempo pace. Just gonna take in a little bit of fuel. Spring energy gel, these have been clutch for training lately. It goes down super easy and it's 180 calories with 45 grams of carbohydrates. Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s is what I ran in this morning. I don't normally do my easy runs in my speed shoes, but I didn't want to put on a second pair of shoes after I get all warm from the easy run. So super comfortable shoe, tighter and snug. But again, I'm not doing big miles in these. I'm just doing some speed work. Highly recommend. Let's get it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, but most importantly, I really hope that these tips helped you in your journey. Like I said, I love documenting my marathon training journey in an effort to help others with theirs. I'm sure a lot of us are going through very similar things. At the same time, we're not comparing to each other, but we're taking little things away from others' journeys in an effort to improve ours. Until next time, y'all, and if these tips did help you out, please let me know in the comment section. Like the video and subscribe to the channel because that'll help me truly get kicked in the algorithm a little bit more and I can keep putting this content out for y'all. Until next time, peace.